Hi, Nancy Burt-Preece. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. My email, my website, which is my online store, my October host code, and importantly, my Facebook business page and YouTube channel. Please join them. I try to share a lot with you, so I'm hoping that you would join them. So today, here's what we're going to be making. It's called a Scrambled Block card. I got this from Robin Armbrecht. She did it a year or two ago, and I just thought it was a great idea for the holiday season. So I'm going to tell you what you need. I started out with cherry cobbler, which is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then I need a piece of shaded spruce, which is 4 by 5 1/4, and we'll set this aside for a moment. I also have an inside white that is 4 by 5 1/4. I am using the sayings from Magical Meadow. I like the sparkle and winter wishes. This is kind of a nice, and I'm using some of the designer series paper. I'll tell you, at this time of year, I mean, I pretty much love designer series paper all the time, but I am using the Joyful Specialty paper on page 29 of the mini catalog. It is cherry cobbler, gold, and shaded spruce with some white in there. I just love that. So here's what you need. So that's your inside. I have a 3/4 by 4-inch piece for the inside. And you know, sometimes people put the saying down a little bit. I just put it up there, but you can put it wherever you choose. So let me adhere this to the inside of the card. Okay, so now I'm going to set this to the side, and I'll keep this one here. What you need is, you need 4 blocks, which are 1 1/4 by 2 1/2. Now this one, it's music notes, and I'm a music teacher, so I think it goes like, golly gee, it's, that note is backwards, so it's got to go, that note is backwards, but you know, if you're not a music teacher, it really will be okay. I have 4 pieces of DSP that is 2 1/2 by 1 1/4. And like I say, this is going to drive me nuts because that is backwards. And it's backwards there too, but I'm still going to use it. I might have to get a different piece. I'll have to check all the pieces that I have cut, because as a retired music teacher, that just doesn't go. Here, I'm going to use this other piece because, boy, that just would not work for me. Then I need 2 squares that are 1 1/4 inch squares. I have some of the Brush Metallic Gold, and this is some of the In Color Regal paper. So I need 2 of those. Then I chose, you could have just had a plain white, but I liked it backed up with the cherry cobbler. So the white is 1 by 2 1/4, and this is 2 1/2 by 1 1/4. I just stamped it in the shaded spruce. So I want to just adhere that. Make sure that looks pretty good. Okay. So the other thing I did is I got some pieces of that metallic paper and cherry cobbler and shaded spruce, and I used the bow punch to cut some of them out. So let me show you how to make this card. So the first thing I'm going to do is kind of lay them out. Every time I don't lay them out, I regret it. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm just going to slap them on. Nah, lay them out. You'll be happier. Trust me. Because the way this makes sense as far as how you're doing it, that one has to be down at the bottom. Sorry about that. But you can jiggle the rest. In fact, I will. Let me jiggle them out. And let's do this one next. And let's do this one here. And let's do this one here. And let's do this one here. So really, that's the beauty of this paper. No matter where you put it. And then this we're going to pop up right there. Oh, love it. Okay, so I'm going to once again take green glue because I can move it around a little bit. If I make a boo-boo and it's not where I want it to be, I have a little flexibility. So that's got to kind of tuck right in that corner. You notice I don't give a ton of room on the top or on the side. Then normally if I was going to do this in larger spots, I always do the two outside, but because this is pretty tight quarter here, I'm going to do this one next and make sure this is going to fit here. I'm going to move it over just a smidge. Oops, see, that's why I have that green glue, so I can move it a little bit. Okay. Then I'm going to put this one on. And I'm going to put that right there. Okay. So I've got my top. The next one, after that, as long as you kind of got your top set, it goes easier because you kind of know where to put things. But I like it that everything fits. It never looks the same. And it's just beautiful paper. It's an easy technique to do with really any designer series paper. I'm doing holiday because I'm getting close to that time and it's, you know, it's just time to do some holiday stuff. But you can really do it at any time of the year. And let me put this last one here. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive and I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal. So I'm just going to make sure I've got it on the top, just a little bit. And I'm going to kind of see where I want things. So I don't want the green to go over there. So I'm going to just kind of tuck this one here. I might tuck it right in the middle, actually. And then I'm going to put the little gold one to the side and the little green one over here. Once again, you can just keep it, tuck it and move it the way you want. Now I'm going to put dimensionals on the back because I want that to pop up. And I am trying to use up, I have so many sheets of dimensionals. Now I do save some of these because you really can use those, but I was getting overrun with dimensional sheets. It's like, oh my gosh, how many dimensional sheets can you have? So I had to throw a few of those out because I try to save as much as I can. But after a while, it gets a little bit overdone, at least in my space. Oh, come on. All right, then I'm going to put that right there in that open space. I'm going to add some adhesive to the front of the card. And the last little beautiful thing I'm going to do is these are from the mini catalog. And what are they called? It's a great question. Let's see if I can look. In case you didn't know, there is an index in the back. And they are not from the, well, look at that. They are from the annual catalog. This year, last year, I was always running out of these little gems. And this year I went, I'm not gonna. So they are number 2 adhesive back sparkle gems. They are in champagne, black, and white. And so I really enjoy using just one. I could use any color I wanted. I just picked the champagne because I thought it just kind of popped a little bit. So there you are, the scrambled block technique using designer series paper. I hope you enjoy.